Here we go. More idioms in action. Something that I left off with about 2 years ago. And now I'm gonna go back here and start talking about idioms again. Starting off with the 21st word, like we left off at the 20th. Down the drain, or the pan, or the toilet. Well, this basically means down the drain, down the pan, down the toilet. It basically means you basically wasted a lot of money. Like, you bought something with a lot of money, and then you accidentally break that thing, or something happens to it that makes it unusable. And you basically drained all your money down the toilet, or the pan, or the drain, and that basically means you just wasted your money. Like, it's completely wasted or lost. Like, that's $2,000 down the drain. That basically means you just lost $2,000, or you just wasted $2,000. That's more likely. And like 3 years worth of work is like down the drain. That means after 3 years of working, it's gone. So let's go ahead to our example, a comic. Building model aircrafts is a really good hobby. And it's really good when you're trying to fly them. But the thing is, when they crash, you just realize a lot of money that has just gone down the drain. And here it just says pan. Next, we have an idiom called draw a blank. Draw a blank. It's our 22nd word. Basically means you fail in an attempt to gain some information. You're like, oh, nice. Oh, nice. But then you're like, oh no, I failed in getting this information or taking something. Like, it's like drawing a blank. You know those things where they let you, like, at fairs where they let you, like, okay, take a piece of paper and look at what's inside. And then if you have a number or no number, then you're basically just going to be called out. Those kinds of things. But sometimes those pieces of paper have blanks in them. And then you open it up and you realize it's blank. So you just draw on a blank and you just, well, I was unable to get the possibility of getting anything at all. That's basically where the drawing the blank actually comes from. And so here we go. First of all, let's use the comic. Nice! There was basically a burglar robbery at 27, and then a police officer was sent to investigate it. The people from 20 and 22 were no help, but someone from 24 was a little bit useful. Pretty sure 24 was the guy who did the sus stuff. Also, apparently he's an old man, so I kind of doubt it. But hey, Stanley was an old man, but he did a lot of things. Anyways, next word, 23. Eat like a horse. You're gonna eat a lot like a horse. Now, when you say someone eats like a horse, it basically means they eat lots and lots of money. I mean, I know a few people who eat like a horse. Yeah, and it's like, well, I could eat like a horse. That basically means you are very, very hungry. Like, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. And yeah, I could eat a horse doesn't literally mean you can eat a horse. Like, eat like a horse means, like, stereotypically horses eat a lot because they're big. Dinosaurs eat a lot, but no one says eat like a dinosaur. It doesn't have the same rhyme to it. Comic, is Brian alright? He's not ill, is it? I don't know. I don't think so. Why? Well, he's like a horse. Look at him now. Yeah, that's really, really funny. Our 24th word, idiom here, is everything in the garden is rosy. This basically means, like, you're just going to go ahead and make everyone else, or at least you guys, think that everything is perfect. It's like, a garden with roses is a perfect garden. That's stereotypically how this thing actually came out. And you can actually use this for lots of things, like other idioms, like, let me think. I'm not sure that the garden is as rosy as they make you believe. Are you sure that couple's life is a garden? Everything in the garden everything in the garden is rosy? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Why? Because they have money issues? So? You don't get it, do you? No. Blech. Alright, here's our comic. Janet and Tom have friends over, and they want to make them believe that everything in the garden is rosy. And they actually make that too, both idiomly and literally. And then, however, they're all like, you know what? And the friends are all like, hey, they must be a good couple. And in fact, it's not that good. Like, don't call my friends idiots and boring. They are boring, just like you. Yeah, that's not that good. Don't do that to your friends. Our 25th is feel the pinch. Now, it doesn't mean you're all like, pinch. It basically means you feel the pain in something, like the pain in paying something or being bankrupt, all those kinds of things. Pain in not being poor and not being able to pay some money. Like, let me give you an example. The factory that used to employ lots of people has shut down, and it's not just the adults and the former factory workers that are feeling the pinch. It's the shopkeepers who now have no money because no one can afford to buy their stuff. And so now everyone is bankrupt except the very successful bank loaners. They're the only ones who are still in business. And they're not closing down. Next word is fill the bill or fit the bill. Depends on how you want to say it. Now, fill or fit the bill means that things are suitable. Like fit the bill. Oh yeah, he fits. He's good. That means he is fit for the job. He's perfect for the job or something like that. Like someone who is great means that guy could be the perfect choice for this kind of thing. And here's a little comic. We're a much more eco-friendly company now, and now I need a new face for 2 adverts. And then the guy says, I think I know someone who fits the bill there, sir. And this guy's like, what? That fast? This is my friend, what's his name? Verdi from the planet Zog. Zog, I feel like lots of people are using this name, which is very stereotypically bad, and I want to be original. 27th word is foaming at the mouth, and this actually happens sometimes, literally. Also, not that much foam. Well, let me go ahead. First of all, foam in the mouth, like foaming at the mouth, it basically means you're going ahead, you're really, really, really angry, or like very frustrated. So frustrated enough, you start clunking your head or shaking yourself and like, like those kinds of things. Foaming at the mouth basically means you're extremely irritated. That's mildly put. Very, very angry. That's even more mildly put. And so here's something else. 4 stages of it. When the first salesman came in, the guy was the pick-upper was all like, no thank you, but he said that firmly. When the second salesman came in and talked about life insurance and having a good day, he's like, no thank you. He said a bit more irritated. And then the third caller said, when he asked about like, do you have a nice day, and mentioned sale, like life insurance, he was like, no, firmly. And when the fourth salesman said the same thing, like, are you having a nice day? Do you want to buy life insurance? He was like, and threw the phone out of the window. Wonder what happened, what the salesman was thinking all about this. Our 28th word is full of beans. Now, beans themselves aren't actually that good with energy, although they do bounce a lot, so yeah, that kind of makes sense. Now, full of beans, this basically means you're full of energy, or you're full of enthusiasm, which, why beans? I think we'll talk about that in another episode. And now, children are full of beans today, which is not good because they and the parents have terrible headaches. And so when Brian eats a can of beans, he turns into Bean Boy. He's full of beans. He's very, very motivated. In fact, he keeps moving when everyone else has already stopped. How many calories do beans have? I'm gonna have to scientifically look at these beans with little term. Our 29th is full steam ahead. Now, you might actually recognize this one because full steam ahead is used in a lot of kids movies, and you might start saying that go as fast as you can. That's actually what it means. Although it's not only on steamboats. So that's where the thing actually came from. Full steam ahead basically means you go at full speed. You try to do something as fast with the most energy, confidence, and enthusiasm as you can can. And when you do that, you're basically going at the most fastest pace you can go ahead. Like, go full steam ahead means do it as fast as possible. Let me show you. The weather was absolutely dreadful nowadays, so they had to camp down in their warm tents. And then when they realized that the weather was going to be good for several few days, they had to go full steam ahead so they can reach the mountain before the weather comes in. At least they already set base. Last word is give free rein to something. Give free rein to something. This basically means, as literally as it sounds, means like let them do whatever they want. Which is a bad idea in some cases, especially in art classes, because you could literally just paint someone and you wouldn't get in trouble unless it goes into their eyes, and then you would get in trouble. Now, lots of people actually make this mistake where they write, instead of R-E-I-N, they write R-E-I-G-N, which reins, the things that you put on horses to get up, those kind of things. And free rein or something, that's a very different idiom itself. In fact, that basically means let the horse just go ahead and do whatever it wants, which is not good for you. Now, here's an example. Our last one too. Our classes in the school are very unusual. Well, these guys like to give full rein to the children on whatever they want to do. So they just let them have some paint and then let them do whatever they want. Which is why they actually told them to bring an umbrella and a coat, but they left it outside. Don't do this, actually. Don't actually do this in your art class, especially in Asian schools. Don't you dare do that in universities. Don't you dare. And that's it. That's all the idioms. Huh, nice. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's been a great time. It's been great to recreate this series and continue it. For the last time I left off, someone actually said that they'd unsubscribe if I didn't make another one of these. And 2 years later, I fulfilled the promise. So I hope whoever wrote that comment, they deleted it, is subscribed again. I hope to see you guys soon. Until next time, Shnan out. Peace.